Hello there folks, Marshall here, hoping that last year was pleasant in your own ways, but now it's a new year, and that means a new ranked season and a bunch of new planets to fight on. As always, make sure you join the official PA Discord. There's lots of discussions there, from hints and tips to modding, coaching, and of course memes. Now let's waste no time in getting to the new maps joining us this season, some of which have been designed from the ground up with new height adjustments. Janus starts us off with flashbacks to Forge, however with beaches, shallows and forests. Will you push the shorter approach but have less supporting expansion, or take the trees for greater eco? Be careful of gunboats in the water though, they can be powerful raiding forces. Checker is more of a standard fare. Direct routes between the bases are short but easy to defend, while the major expansions are away from your opponent. How will you balance the different openings towards your base? Riptide is this season's new naval map. Starting commanders off the coast, you must make a decision as to when you move to contest the continent. Be wary though, there is a large bay which can give control over a lot of coastal metal therein. But the bay is entirely shallow water. This means that only fabricators, piranha gunboats and barnacle repair barges can travel and battle in that zone. Angel's Causeway takes commanders to opposite ends of a narrow pass with a few side routes to outflank your opponent. But do not get tunnel vision. Around the rest of the planet are a series of islands, each with their own resource prizes up for grabs. Don't neglect the power of naval on this map. Those extra resources will decide the game. Unfortunately, the water has evaporated now, resulting in Devil's Causeway. This is identical to Angel's Causeway in every way except, well, there's no water. All of a sudden, those islands on the reverse of the planet have become more secluded. You'll need to up your skills in the air to claim a win on this one. Demi-Mirum is Mirum's tenuous relation. You are given a start area, allowing you to choose anywhere on an entire hemisphere. There are a number of viable start locations depending on your chosen strategy. Just keep in mind that the closer you spawn to the equator, the more chance there is of going toe-to-toe with a commander right off the bat. Steps is this season's orbital map. Starting on a large planet with a fair amount of metal in the proximity, the size and scale opens up the possibility of moving off-world to the progressively smaller moons with more resources up for grabs, and the potential for planet smashing if commanders are feeling particularly destructive. Don't neglect the expansion possibility of orbital, going to slope and summit. Sneaky fabricators can accrue a healthy income. And of course, we have a host of returning maps to flesh out the roster. These begin with Castle. A recent addition from Season 9 challenges players to claim land rapidly around the pole, consolidate their positions, and then challenge the equator, heading ever closer to the enemy base. Or you can take a short route to attack directly between the bases. Pivot is a land of shifting sands and shifting symmetries. Quite an open map, but which doesn't exactly mirror the northern and southern hemisphere. Don't fall into the trap of sticking to the confines of your starting area. Bayrange, Season 9's naval map, makes a return with some slight changes. A couple of mountains have been added to the Lonely Islands to make them less vulnerable to an equator proxy. Will you vie for control of the bay and Horseshoe, or will you rule the wider seas? Nogolia is a two-spawn map, where you start relatively close to your opponent if you both choose the same side. Otherwise, you get a bit more breathing room. Make sure you use geography to your advantage when raiding, and don't forget the naval avenue. Pier is back, this time with some structural changes to the pier itself, now allowing easy naval factory construction. Some explosives have also been used on land to destroy some of the rocks and raised areas, resulting in a more open battlefield. Will you focus on land or navy? Echo returns after a long period out of rotation. This large asteroid has a few open features for scrapping tanks and bots in an endless tug of war. But don't forget to expand elsewhere to bolster your power in that war. There's also the rich metal expansion on the far side of the planet. Could a cheeky airfabber get there unnoticed? ASAT is a smaller moon with bases situated on either side of a large impassable crater. Do you want to be aggressive early and fight down the sides of the equator, or will you be a little more defensive and passive, preferring to expand and raid the reverse of the moon? Be mindful of the craters that are too deep to pass through. There are a few dotted about. And lastly, we've got Hopper. Starts players at opposite ends of a continent with a headland between spawns for the aggressive commander to trek to. But never forget, both the power of naval on this map, nor the resources that you can get from the other continent, which is just a short hop away from your start across the poles. Well, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoy the coming season. As always, there will be participation prizes and awards for highest ranks, so get in there and fight your way to the top. Make sure you're on the PA Discord to talk with the best players in the game on how you can improve your skills. Until next time though, I've been Marshall, and have a good one.